So hello everyone, today we have Rohin here who will be sharing his journey to top 5 US universities, and not just 5 universities, but he got 100% scholarship in top 3 universities as well. So hi Rohin, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you so much, Harnoor, for that amazing introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Rohin Bajaj. I am now a passing senior of Abu Dhabi Indian School, Abu Dhabi, UAE. I live in Abu Dhabi, UAE, but originally I'm from New Delhi, India, and we are a typical Punjabi family. I'm humbled to say that I'll be a part of Boston University's class of 2025 as a trustee scholar. I'll be majoring in biomedical engineering on the pre-med track.
UAE maybe you started with CBSE board, right? So just like
मेरा school, Abu Dhabi Indian School, एक Indian school है. It's a CBSE board. And yeah, I've been studying the CBSE board from first grade onwards.
Oh, wow. And like अब तक books भी change नहीं हुई है. जो मेरे time थी Flamingo, Vistas, वो भी वही आपने पढ़े होंगे, right?
Same books, same lessons, same poems, same plays, everything the same.
Awesome. Now let's move on with the 5 universities you got into. So can you please share the name and the type of scholarship you got in all 5 universities?
Sure. So I got into Boston University, and that I got in as a trustee scholar, which is a full tuition scholarship. Mm-hmm. I got into Rice University as well. Along with financial aid, I also was named the trustee distinguished scholar of Rice University. I got into Tulane University as a global scholar, a global international scholar, which is also a full tuition scholarship. And along with that, I got into Baylor University as a dean scholar, and I also got into Georgia Tech.
Awesome. And in this process, आपने कैसे decide किया you should choose Boston? So आपको तीन universities में, in 3 universities you got close to 100% scholarships. How did you decide which university to pick, and what was your major?
Right, so my major was biomedical engineering and on the pre-med track. So I had been to Boston actually a couple of years back to meet my relatives, and I also visited Boston University. And seeing the atmosphere over there, I was kind of sure that if I get into Boston University, that's where I see myself for the next 4 years and potentially abroad. But the main aspect which I used for deciding my colleges were as follows: location. So being brought up in a city environment my whole life, I wanted to be close to a city where I would be provided with many opportunities, internships, research opportunities, as well as on the weekends go out, enjoy myself. And that was that was there in all 3 universities, such as Boston. The city of Boston was at my doorstep because the campus is integrated with the city. Rice University as well is in the hub of Houston, and Tulane University as well in New Orleans. Along with that, I was looking at a university which would be a hub for biomedical engineering, which would provide me research opportunities. And in that respect, I was very well impressed by Boston University because they're particularly a research university, and the opportunities you get, the clubs that I research, the professors, and the research that they do align with what I wanted to do. As well as Boston is a biomedical hub, and that's where I saw myself that yes, Rohin, you can settle over there. And along with that, being a trustee scholar in BU is a very prestigious thing, and I'm very humbled to have been named as it. So being in an environment with some of the best professors in the world, in the country, being a part of a community of trustee scholars and gaining the opportunities that I'll be presented with, I made sure that yes, Boston University was a place where I would feel belong and where I could see myself for the next 4 years.
So that's actually very interesting to know, because आप गर्मी से आए हो, like in UAE it's like hottest environment, so you wanted to transition, like, right?
literally that's always a joke I make with my friends. It's 50 degrees Celsius here in Abu Dhabi in the summers, and in Boston it'll touch minus 30. So I keep telling I'm looking forward to that. आपको पता नहीं, मेरे parents, we're now in the shopping phase of going to university. The amount of clothes and jackets they bought, they're like, I keep telling them, Mama, it's fine, Papa, it's fine, I'll be fine. They're like, no, beta, it's minus 30 degrees, you'll freeze to death. So take this layer, take one more layer, one more. And then when we go to Columbia, the sportswear store, we tell them minus 30 degrees. And they're also astonished, like minus 30. So they say, wear one jacket, on top of that, wear another jacket on top, then wear a base layer inside. So yeah, that's something which I'm really looking forward to. And especially the snow in Boston, it's going to be my first snow experience. So building snowmans, having snowball fights, all that, really looking forward to it.
It's beautiful. Looking at the universities in snow is So charming and beautiful. So let's start with the competition in 2025. मैंने देखा कि competition has increased so much. जब मैं 2016 में apply कर रहा था, so back then the acceptance rate for UCs was above 20%. For Georgia Tech was above 20%. Now it's around 10%. So how did you tackle that competition? आप क्या सोच कर रहे थे? मतलब what was your thought process like dealing with this competition? क्योंकि last year because of COVID, lot of students deferred their admission. तो competition उसके कारण में बहुत बढ़ गया, right? And on the top of that, lot of students thought कि like COVID है, I will not even apply last year in 2020. They applied in 2021. So it was extremely high competition. So how did you deal with that?
So when the pandemic hit, so many rumors were there, so many articles were there that international students going to the US, the numbers would decrease. But as we all know, during the application season, so many universities, the application numbers increase. Colgate University, for example, the applications increased by 100% as compared to last year. And all the Ivy Leagues also saw a drastic increase in applications. So personally, for me, the whole year, I was overthinking a lot. We were stressed at the same time because, as you said, our class 2024 deferred, and many articles were coming. Like the amount of people who deferred was very much unlike the previous years. So many people deferred, and at the same time, ST became optional. So the top universities where you had to get a certain ST score, people even without an ST score could just apply for it. And as a result, many people did that. Like I was a part of a college thread on Reddit, the subreddit name applying to college. And every day I used to see people posting articles about this college gained these many applications, these many people applied to X college. And so in that sense, you were right, the competition was very extreme. And I believe even for the class of 2026 with the ST optional again, and how they've seen the trends going on in the previous year, maybe we don't know how it will be, because we thought many people would not apply to the US, but in turn, many people did apply. But now at the end of the day, application season is over. We can just look back at it, smile, think about all the worrying we did, and just move ahead. So that's all I would like to say.
Awesome. So after dealing with the competition, when you applied, so आपके स्कूल में कब से अप्लाई करना शुरू करते हैं? Like some students start preparing in 9th grade, 8th grade. So कब आपने start किया? Because I think पंजाब की तरह in UAE also there's a culture, right? We Desis, we go abroad from Dubai to study as well, right? So were you already in a community to go abroad, or कब start किया आपने process?
The community in the UAE, many students, especially in Dubai, even here in Abu Dhabi, they have this tendency of going abroad. Me too personally, like I've had a couple of family members who have gone to the US. After listening to their college experiences, the culture they've been exposed to, I was immediately attracted back in 8th grade. And so along with being exposed to the environment of going abroad and having personal experience from my family members, I settled myself and made the mindset that I should go abroad as well, and preparing myself in extracurriculars, in academics, and in all sorts of domains that admissions officers look for. I try to do my best and give my all. Especially this year with the pandemic, many students from my school, many friends of mine, they're going abroad. Whereas in previous years, they would also go to India. So my friends are going to the UK, they're going to Canada. Many are going to Canada, going to the US. Some are even going to the Caribbean for the medical path. Some are going to Australia and New Zealand. So it's a wide variety of options available nowadays to students. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Academics, अगर आप share करना चाहो, like what are the scores you submitted, CBSE board and SATs?
Right, so in the CBSE board, as I said, they look at all 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. All in 9th and throughout my high school, I've been getting 90 to 95% above in all 4 years. In the 10th CBSE board, I got 97.2%. And same way in 9th and 11th, I tried to maintain myself as a 90% and above. Wow. For the SAT scores, I got a 1530, and the sub scores 790 in math and 740 in English. Now for SAT subject tests, I took them because our school doesn't offer AP exams, and AP is one of the main criteria they look at academically. So I was advised to take the SAT subject test, just give that extra layer of academic qualification. So I took the math level 2, where I got an 800 out of 800, and I took the physics subject test where I got a 780.
Oh wow! So SAT subject test say, do you get the same benefit as AP exam? Are you able to skip the class, or आपको फिर भी college में दोबारा लेनी पड़ेगी?
I believe there are some universities which look at certain SAT subject tests such as US history or chemistry for that matter. But AP exams, yes, they have their advantage of if you have a 4 or a 5 in any AP exams, you can skip a class. Whereas in subject test, it was just mainly to show that extra layer of academic qualification. But no, we are not allowed to skip if you talk about Boston University.
So it's just for to increase the chances of acceptance, because this university still recommend, but it's not required, right? It's recommended.
Exactly. Because
Awesome.
Before the test optional happened, many universities said they highlighted on their website it's recommended, as you said, but it's not required. And we all know in university terms, recommended means you should do it.
Yes. Perfect. Now, your extracurricular activities, if you want to share the top 10 activities you think that made a difference in your profile.
Sure, no problem. So when I was listing down my extracurricular activities before moving on to the Common App part, I was looking at the different categories which I can put them. And after analyzing, I realized my extracurricular activities were all over the place. They were quite scattered. So the categories mainly were leadership, there were sports, cultural, volunteering. Now in leadership, I was the school head boy in my 12th grade. And I was a school assistant head boy in my 11th grade, as well as I was the UAE identity ambassador from 8th to 12th grade of my school. I was also a member of Toastmasters Club, Toastmasters Gals Club, where I was the president of the club, as well as the vice president. I did MUN from grade 10, and I took part in international MUNs, as well as I was the chair for several national MUNs here in UAE. And I was the secretary general for the first ever school MUN that we had, the Addis MUN. So those were my leadership. I tried to include leadership in sports, cultural, and volunteering as well. So sports, I was an active member of squash. I used to play squash professionally. I took part in national tournaments. I participated in them. I was a referee for tournaments as well. And I also helped mentor anyone who was younger to me in squash. In karate, I was a second degree black belt. And in that, again, I participated in tournaments here in the UAE. I was mentoring students, the lower belts, like the white belts, yellow, green. And I tried to emphasize that in my activity list as well. Along with that, I played cricket, as all Indians do. I love cricket. So I was a part of the school team. I also was selected to go to the United Kingdom to represent my academy, and we played a cricket tournament there. And along with that, I tried to show that cricket was a passion of mine more than something I played for university or anything else, like watching cricket, talking about cricket, IPLs, World Cups. And I tried to emphasize that was something I was very fond of. Along with that, sports, which I did not put finally in my Common App, was soccer, athletics. In athletics, I was representing my school in long jump, as well as long distance running, like 1.5K. And I took part in 5K runs here in UAE. So although I didn't put that, was something which I was shortlisting during my time. Culturally, I was a dancer and a theater person. Like I took part in dramas in school. So as we had less slots, only 10 slots to put in a Common App, we kind of made them into one. So we call them performing arts, theater, and dance. So one sentence was about dance, one was about theater. I tried to emphasize that, again, like cricket, that this was something I liked to do. It was something where I could show my creativity and I could show who I was as a person. Along with that, which I did not put in the Common App, I play the guitar as well. And another part of creativity was YouTube channel. So I have my own YouTube channel. Like I know you're my inspiration. And in that, it's by my name, Rohin Bajaj. And in that, I try to spread awareness about, as I said, the environmental part of it. I try to make vlogs, which I like exploring New Delhi. I try to make this series called Tuesday Talks, where students who wouldn't be confident to talk to people or wouldn't be able to express their opinions on stage, I call them on my YouTube channel. I said, hey, would you like to express your thoughts on any topic you want? And they would talk about different topics, like expressing yourself, optimism, about fear. And I would just take the clip, put them on my YouTube channel. And that was a platform where I could give them also an opportunity to speak what they want, which wouldn't have happened otherwise on stage. That perhaps was another advantage of the pandemic, having opportunities like the digital media, social media. Volunteering, I was a part of organizations here in the UAE, like the Red Crescent, the Operation Smile UAE, where we used to resell secondhand books. And with the funds collected, we used to send them for children who could have cleft lip surgery. Along with that, normal volunteering as school clubs, and part of different organizations where I could show who I was. And here in the UAE, we have Ramadan, which is a holy month for all of us. So during the month of Ramadan, I used to go to mosque, distribute iftar meals to the laborers or the construction workers, anyone who used to sit for the meals. And along with that, like volunteering was something which gave me peace. It allowed me to stay connected to who I was and just see the different faces of humanity do exist. These were all my extracurriculars, which show who I was and show another dimension to what my personality is.
Wow, that shows that your profile was full of positivity. It shows you were a very kind-hearted person, and it also shows that you didn't do these activities for the sake of extracurriculars, but you were actually a genuine person for the university. That's indeed amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
So to participate in that many activities, were you part of an organization जहाँ से आपको पता चलता रहता था कि क्या क्या करना चाहिए, या फिर like you were updated through your school? Yeah, how did you get to know, and how was a day in life of Rohin Bajaj?
Okay, so a day in the life. So coming back to the first part of the question, so back in primary school, my parents used to send me for different classes like drawing classes, guitar classes, karate, cricket, where yes, at times I was like, I should wake up at 7 a.m. on a Friday morning, to wake up on a Saturday. But at the end of the day, I think that allowed me to know what my passion was at an early age, so I could continue it coming to high school. So throughout high school, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, I always tried to maintain a day list, like to-do list for the day. I would list out along going for XYZ tuition. I need to take part in this activity. I need to edit this YouTube video. I need to look out for this opportunity, such as what MUNs are coming up, like how many roles I have as a student council, like as a head bar, what activities do I want to emphasize, how do I maintain contact with the teachers, with student council members. So all that used to happen. And I think time management, as cliche as it sounds, really does help, especially in the pandemic year where everything was online. Everything was disoriented and we used to lose track of time. We never used to come to know if it was a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It was so much going on in our lives that maintaining a to-do list, maintaining a list where you can see what your goals are and what your end goal is, really does help.
Wow, that seems like a very exhausting day. तो कितना time आपको सोने के लिए मिलता था? Like if you want to share the timings too.
Sure, no problem. So I would actually consider myself as a night owl, which used to not help when school was at 7:30 a.m. So I felt that my productivity was always in the night. Like I used to sleep maybe 1, 2 a.m. But obviously when school was at 7:30 a.m. I had to wake up at 7. I tried to sleep at 12. Sometimes I wouldn't get to sleep. I would be on the bed. I would still think about how the day was, what to do. And I would eventually sleep at 1, 2. Even today after school has ended, I still sleep at 1, 2 a.m. And yeah, that's maybe how my lifestyle is, but I definitely want to change that, going to college, sleep earlier, get up earlier.
Awesome. And what other final tips you would like to share for the prospective students? Because competition तो हर साल increase हो ही जा रहा है. So how to deal with that, if you want to share any tips?
Absolutely. To the class of 2026 or to all the classes in the future years, just know that at the end of the day, it will all be worth it. All the hard work you're putting in, all the determination that you're showing for different activities, it will all be worth it. Now, I personally felt the essay was a part where we are not very used to, because here in the CBSE board or the Indian curriculum, our essays that we're taught, or the writing skills or comprehension, we're taught in a very formal manner. We talk about letter writing, we talk about job application, but in essays, it's important to know that you have to talk about ourselves, a different concept altogether. And it's something where you should dig deep within yourself. You go through many ideas and it's okay to explore them. Just keep a Google document in front of you, or just keep a tab when you sleep at night, because at night, that's when most thoughts come. Just write down main points and in the morning you can elaborate. That's for the Common App essay. So for supplementary essays, again, it takes time and it's important to start early, because in supplementary essays, it's your opportunity to show how not only you fit the college, but how the college fits your goals and aspirations. There's certain points that look at the depth, the lifestyle of the university, the academic programs they offer, the clubs, the cultural activities, and different parts, which actually makes the university unique. So maybe in one paragraph, you can talk about how this research program complements you. In the next paragraph, you talk about yourself. and say, I'm interested in dance, so I look forward to the dance club and name the club of the university. So these small examples, if you can do it, it'll really help you stand out. And as everyone says, essays are the most important. So do spend time, and I'm sure it'll all be worth it.
So thank you so much, Rohin. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'm sure this video will help out other prospective students, 2026, class of 2027 as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Harnoor. It was a pleasure speaking to you. It was a pleasure sharing my experiences and how I went through the process, and hopefully it does help all the viewers watching. Again, just best of luck to everyone, and I'm sure you'll all do the best in your future endeavors.